What's good, everybody? Welcome to the Treasure Zone. Today I wanted to showcase a new team I discovered by playing around with some random Pokemon in the brand new Elemental Cup. Just to find out that it's a pretty amazing team that helped me climb 200 ELO points in a day, going 26-4, which would have been a perfect undefeated 30 wins and 0 losses if I could convert any of these Bidoof candies to Ducklett candies, so when it's down to the wire with a grass Pokemon I can aerial ace it instead of just using Bubble Beam. Ducklett, you spit! But without further ado, I give you the spiciest Pokemon in all of the Elemental Cup leads, and that is Frillish. Frillish can do some massive work in this league. It is part Ghost type, so not only is it resistant to normal, which means it's resistant to Body Slam, which is the move that is plaguing this entire cup right now, but on the offensive side of things, the Ghost fast and charged attack means that it's neutral to almost every Pokemon that it's going to be matched up against. And the charge attack Ominous Wind also has a chance to boost stats, and this Pokemon can be boosted until it's unbeatable. Also, keep in mind that the stats on my Frillish are pretty poor. So if you have a Frillish with better IVs, you could potentially be getting even better results. Also, as you can see, we're using regular Bulbasaur. Shadow Bulbasaur is ranked higher on PV Poke than this Bulbasaur, but I like how this Bulbasaur can take a Thunderbolt or two from Chinchou because it does face that matchup a lot. And as you can see above, once Frillish gets those boosts, the other team doesn't know what to do. It's so good it's unfair. It charges almost instantly once you get a boost or two. And it really does put the opponent in a rough spot, which is what we like seeing. Because in this meta, being neutral is pretty overpowered. Alright, so let's hop into a match and showcase this team. Frillish is great in the start. The only real threat is having a grass type with a Razor Leaf against it. But Slowpoke here is an amazing matchup. Our Ghost move is going to do super effective damage against it. They're going to swap into a Low Toad, which means we're going to swap into a Ducklett and farm down. And that's exactly what we want to have happen here. Frillish puts so much pressure up front that if they don't already have a Razor Leaf Pokemon out, like a grass type Pokemon, that they're going to lose a matchup. So they're forced to switch, which is perfect for us because then that means we're going to get shield advantage and type matchup choice advantage, which is great. Going back into the matchup, because we don't have a flying type move on our Ducklett other than the fast attack, this is going to take longer than normal because all we can do is throw some bubble beams at it. But at least we're lowering its attack on the way, and the opponent doesn't know that we don't have a flying type charged move, so they're wasting both of their shields on this Lotad. Moving on in the matchup, the opponent's going to throw out a Shadow Growlithe, which is going to make quick work of our low health Ducklett, but that's fine with us. Ducklett did what we needed it to. Next we're going to throw back out the Frillish and use an Ominous Wind, and hope to get the stat boost, but if not, we're not in too much trouble because the Growlithe won't be doing much damage at all to our Frillish, but they let the Ominous Wind go through, and that's a nuke. That is a huge amount of damage we're able to do to the Shadow Growlithe, specifically because they used both their shields on the Lotad versus Ducklett. And their last Pokemon they throw out is a Slowpoke, which is going to get destroyed by one Ominous Wind, but they don't give us the satisfaction. They quit before the damage hits. But that's going to be a win in a pretty dominating, easy way. Moving on to the final matchup here, we're going to see a Charmander lead from the opponent, which again is a great shape for our Frillish. It's going to do not very effective damage with that Ember because we're part water type. So all we're going to do here is throw our Ominous Wind as soon as we get it to either force a shield or we get our stat boost, which could make this game very interesting. And I have yet to be in a matchup with this Pokemon where it doesn't get the charged move first, so we're going to be able to throw first. And they let the Ominous Wind go through, which is going to be a mistake by them, and we get the stat boost, which is as good as it gets. So we're going to quickly farm down that Charmander, and they're going to throw out a Ducklett, which also is a good matchup for us. So we're going to throw another Ominous Wind here and hope for a second stat boost, but they do waste a shield on this one. So it's going to be a race to the next charge move, and we nearly get to pull off a second charge move before they get to go, but they're going, and we're going to go ahead and shield it to keep our Frillish alive. It's doing a great matchup against this opponent. Frillish could survive a Bubble Beam from this range, but I don't want to risk it. I want to keep the Frillish train going, and they throw out a Slowpoke, which is best possible case scenario for us. If this lands, it's definitely a one-shot on the Slowpoke. But the opponent knows this as well, so they do use their last shield to protect this. But we are able to get to another ominous win before it can farm us all the way down. And this one's going to kill it. This is going to do massive amounts of damage. This move is so good. Even with the debuffs from a Ducklett, it buffs itself back up. I think partly why this Pokemon is so good is because people don't know what to expect from the charge move. They probably expect a Bubble Beam or something. And this will be another opponent that forfeits the match, which just proves that if they don't have an answer to Frillish, it really will do a great amount of work. And on a side note here, in case they are countering Frillish up front, I've found the best solution is to attack grass types with Bulbasaur rather than Ducklett. Sludge Bomb just puts too much pressure on them to either shield, and if they don't shield, it's gonna nuke them. It's gonna one-shot them. And Bulbasaur resists grass type moves more than Ducklett, which is very helpful. And using Bulbasaur instead of Ducklett is safer, so they can't swap into a Chinchou and make it all for nothing. That's going to bring us to the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did and want to see more underdog Pokemon, please leave a like and subscribe to my channel. Other than that, I hope you have a great day.